Today on Way I Got It Figured, we're going to be looking at the Marvel HeroClix Fantastic Thors Convention Exclusive set. Let's check it out. All right, Marvel HeroClix Fantastic Thors exclusive figure set. I got this from a friend who attended the convention. Did a little wheeling and dealing and got me a set, and I do thank him for that. One of my favorite things in the world is the now 20 years running game of HeroClix. I started playing in June of 2002. The game came out more or less the end of May 2002. And here we are in 2022, and I'm still playing, and I'm still buying. I don't really get to play in tournaments that much anymore, although I did go to a tournament yesterday for some really awesome prizes. I didn't win any, but I did have a lot of fun, so it was a nice thing to do on a Sunday afternoon. But we're going to get into the set. I did go around the box and show you all the different things on the box. Unlike an action figure set, there's not really much to tell. So let's get it out, get all the figures out and the cards, and we'll go through it. Here's your set out of the package. This set is based on the Secret Wars storyline. Jonathan Hickman, they had a bunch of tie-in series to go with that, and these guys appeared in the Siege story. And of course, Secret Wars was honestly, at the end of the day, it was a Reed Richards versus Dr. Doom story, and all the characters in the multiverse were sort of salvaged to make one giant battle world, which was a bunch of realms that it consisted of a piece of an Earth from another another reality. So these guys, being Fantastic Four members, they were in another universe and kept off to the side of the stories. And Doom's police force were the Thor Corps. So there were many Thors from many different realities that made up this Thor Corps. Basically, they were police. So these Fantastic Four members were Thors from their reality. But Doom, being Doom, would want to keep them, out of his business. So they were relegated to wherever they were in the storyline, and their keywords will reflect that. So let's take each one of them in turn and get into them. First up is Mr. Fantastic. We're going to take a look at the figure first. And he looks like he's made of Oru metal, completely of Oru, so I guess he is his own hammer. Very cool, very cool. He has flight. That's not something you see on Reed Richards every day. Police team and Fantastic Four, and of course the Thors were definitely a police force, so that seems appropriate. Let's take a look at his card. Okay, Mr. Fantastic, Asgardian, Battle World Other, Fantastic Four, and Police. So right off break, as I mentioned, they were kept to the side. So in the Secret Wars Battle World set, there's a bunch of Asgardian characters that are Thor core members, and they were given the Battle World Asgard keyword as well as being Asgardian. But these guys, they were not. They don't get the Asgard keyword because they didn't really team up with the Thors. They were definitely kept on, off to the side. Probably wasn't a good idea to have Sue seeing herself from another universe as a Thor, or seeing, probably most importantly, Reed Richards, who was believed to be destroyed by Dr. Doom. Not destroyed by, he didn't destroy Reed Richards. He believed Reed Richards was destroyed when the multiverse collapsed. So, so that's the keyword explanation. So the first trait Reed Richards has, and he shares this with all the other members of the Fantastic Thors, is the Fantastic Thors. Toughness. Mr. Fantastic can reduce penetrating damage. So while they only have toughness, you're not going to poison them, you're not going to psychic blast them, you're not going to exploit weakness them, so they're going to pretty much only take, hard damage numbers. The second one is a trait, the long arm of Doom's Law, Giant Reach 4. This is going to be one that only Reed Richards is going to possess. And then his third trait, Master Strategist of the Thor Corps, Leadership. Friendly characters with the police keyword within range consider each other adjacent when attacking. Then he has a special defense power, Liquid Oru Body. Super Senses. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one that Mr. Fantastic and adjacent friendly characters with the police keyword have until you choose again. Safeguard Outwit, Safeguard Opposing Perplex, Safeguard Opposing Probability Control. That's a very good power. I really like that. So you can choose to be immune effectively to Outwit, Opposing Perplex, or Opposing Probability Control. So if you're going to be attacking, you probably want to stop their ability to re-roll your attacks. And on your defense turns, maybe you don't want to get outwitted, or maybe you don't want your opponent to be able to hit your Thor core members easier by stopping their perplex. Then he has his standard powers on the right. Stop in the name of Doom, Plasticity, Fluid Motion, Flurry, which he has to lose Plasticity to gain Flurry. Some Thors lift their hammers, Telekinesis, but I became mine, Quake. Closing cases, Outwit, Enchanted Form, Shape Change. So let's see how that all plays out on his dial. So here's his dial. 3 range with flight and otherwise standard symbols. And he starts out with Telekinesis on his first click, but then loses it to go to the Quake power. So and all his dials are set up. So he has a 3 split dial system, 100, 75, and 50. And I'm sure the rest of the Fantastic Thors probably have that same setup so that they can be played on teams together. So at the 100 point line, if you play all 4 of them, of course you'd be playing a 400 point team. At the 75 point line, you'd be able to get them all for 300. And at the 50 point line, you can get them all for 200. So at a 50-point line, perhaps you're playing them with 100-point God Emperor Doom, or there's, plenty of combinations to go with that. But the special power on defense is all the way down the dial. He has it forever, so Safeguard Outwit is definitely a strong play. And of course, he has the aforementioned Fantastic Four and Police Team abilities. Next up, we have Invisible Woman. She's fairly dynamic scoped, pretty cool here. I like how they gave her the lightning effect, and even though she's a female Thor, she's not wearing an outfit that's similar to any other female Thor that I remember seeing. But she's got a helmet, she's got a cape, and she's got a hammer. Looks like she starts with stealth on her first click. 5 range with 2 arrows. It's pretty cool. Let's check out her card. Okay, very similar to Reed Richards or Mr. Fantastic. She has the same keywords as Guardian, Battle or Other, Fantastic Four, and Police. Possesses the trait, the Fantastic Thors, Toughness. Invisible Woman can reduce penetrating damage. And then she has a special power on her attack, appearing in a flash of lightning, smoke cloud as free. Free, place Invisible Woman in a square within range with one of her smoke markers. After resolutions, remove the smoke marker in that square. Well, that's pretty cool. So she can teleport through smoke, sort of reminiscent to Null. But when she goes into a square, she has to get rid of the square that she landed in. So if you want to make the best of that, you would place one of those squares in hindering, or rather the destination square you want her to be in, place that in hindering, and then she would still benefit from stealth if she has that. And we can see down below her first normal power is stealth. Then she has another special power, Thunder Constructs, Barrier, Defend. When Invisible Woman uses Barrier, after resolutions, deal 1 damage to each opposing character adjacent to 1 or more of her barrier markers. It's pretty cool. She doesn't have a lot in the way of special powers. Stealth, Defend, Exploit Weakness, and Probability Control. Let's see how that shakes out here. So, same kind of deal, except her range is different than Mr. Fantastic, and also she has multiple arrows. 2 arrows, 5 range. Starts with stealth, has stealth all the way down the dial. So even though she doesn't have a lot of normal powers, she does have them for the most part all the way down the dial. Her special attack power is ubiquitous, and her defense power, the Thunder Constructs, she starts with on each of her click lines for 1 click each. Exploit Weakness at first, Prob at second, and of course she's 100, 75, and 50. So get ready to see that a lot, 2 more times even. Human Torch here goes a slightly different route. He has a flaming sword and looks like the crown of Surtur. So he's a Thor, but yet he's a Surtur at the same time. He looks pretty cool. Has some sort of improved ability. Probably come in handy with his 7 range and 3 arrows. He's a pretty cool looking figure. On his card, he has the same keywords as Reed and Sue. His improved ability is improved targeting, ignores bases, so he can shoot whoever he wants. He can shoot over characters to hit other characters. Has the fantastic Thors trait, same as the others. Then he has another trait, Divine Ignition, Poison. When Human Torch uses it, opposing characters within 2 squares are considered adjacent. So he kind of has extended range poison. The Flames of Muspelheim, penetrating psychic blast, range. Make a ranged attack. Instead of normal damage, deal Human Torch's printed damage to each hit target. Wow, that's really good. That's really good. He has 3 arrows and a 7 range, which looks to start as a 10 move running shot. That's pretty impressive. Dealing out 3 damage to, four, that was 3. It's 3 damage. He has 3 printed damage. But it's his printed damage value, so dealing 3 to 3 separate characters is sort of like kind of an invitation to hit some soft targets early. And then, of course, he has standard powers, starting with running shot, then charge, the Twilight Sword, energy shield deflection, combat reflexes, enhancement, and range combat expert. And here's his dial, which looks like kind of a Christmas tree kind of setup. And he's pretty straightforward. Last but not least, we have the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. Thor with a giant, oversized hammer, Mjolnir. Pretty cool. The Thing, still rocking the same keywords, so that's cool. They all have the same keywords, no differences. The fantastic Thor's trait. First the hammer, then the Thing. Plasticity and running shot. When the Thing wore a friendly character with the police keyword within range hits, after resolutions, you may place the Thing adjacent to a hit character. That's a pretty cool trait. He can run and shot and hit somebody and then go up next to him, or somebody else can do the hitting within his range. And his range is 3. It's not great, but it's definitely not 0. He can be placed next to him. And so if you can set that up, you can actually set it up to where he can not attack, have someone else attack, get close to somebody he couldn't get close to before, and, you know, it's clobbering time. He does have improved movement, destroys blocking terrain, so he can run through one square blocking terrain to hit somebody. It's pretty cool. And he has denser than the destroyer, stop, regeneration, and willpower. Only stop click we see in this set, but seems pretty cool with regeneration and willpower. Okay, so he has the same fantastic Thors toughness trait that everybody else has. And then he has first the hammer, then the thing. Plasticity and running shot. When the thing or a friendly character with the please keyword within range hits, after resolutions, you may place the thing adjacent to a hit character. Denser than the destroyer. Stop, regeneration, willpower. Pretty self-explanatory. When you use regeneration from a stop click, you heal one less click than you normally would, so he's not gonna get a whole lot back from that, but anything's good, right? Charge, quake, willpower, combat reflexes, empower, and close combat expert. Wow. And of course, he has charged improved movement, destroys blocking terrain, so he can run through the first square blocking terrain, and if somebody's on the other side, he can hit them with a close attack or even a range attack. And then here's his dial, 3 range, flight. He does have 4 damage. He's the only one that gets 4 damage. It's pretty interesting. Pretty solid damage numbers all around. 100, 75, and 50 like the rest of his team. And they're pretty cool. So this is my first HeroClix video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to do more HeroClix videos in the future. Again, HeroClix is a big part of my entertainment life. I've been playing for 20 years nonstop, and I don't see it happening where I will stop. So if you like this video, want to see more, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay safe out there. This is where I got it figured. Signing off.